All right, so there's a few more just jumping in. So we'll give them another second. While we're waiting, I always love to know, where in the world are you tuning in from today? Who do we have? I know that we always have the fellow Australians, which is always lovely. And I'd love to know where everyone else is at the moment. Today is the 12-12 gateway, which is really all about awakening, as always, as every gateway. Oh, Rob and Shelley from Perth, I love you guys. Sydney, Canada, Mexico. Oh, I don't know that we've had Mexico before. That's a good one. I always get excited when I see a new city. I'm like, oh, that's new. How did you come across this? This is exciting. So thank you all for joining us today in whatever location and whatever time zone. I think some of you have stayed up or gotten up early to be here with us today at this time, which is always really exciting and wonderful to share this experience. So I just want to share a little bit about the meditation, and then in a little bit we are going to do the meditation itself. I just like to give people a few minutes to jump in and get settled in. So today's meditation, as with all meditations that we do for this event, is really focused around connecting into the heart of Gaia. It's really dedicated to the service of the planet. That's why we're all here today. I know that a lot of these activations and meditations that we do, particularly these global ones, they do have a very tangible impact on the frequency of the planet. Now, I don't know if some of you are familiar with the Schumann resonance, but the last few times that I've run events like this, we've actually looked at the charts directly after getting off this meditation, and you can see the spike every time. You know, you can see, oh, there's the time in which we did the meditation. So I really strongly do believe in the power of this work that we do in coming together as a collective. One of my favorite experiments is the Maharishi Effect, where they actually got a bunch of people to meditate collectively. We're talking in the thousands, and they measured a recordable drop in crime rates in that particular location. And so, you know, I mean, I don't think I need to go too deep into this, but we are living in a bit of a crazy time right now. And well, I suppose it depends what perception you want to play into. My life's been great the last couple of years. And I think, you know, there's definitely layers of transcendence that you can experience. And part of my intention for putting this on today is to help the planet, but also to help you realize that you get to choose your frequency in any moment. For those of you who may not have seen it yet, go sign up to my YouTube channel. So on my YouTube, there is a video that I put up just a few days ago about just empowerment. You know, it's just about like an empowering message as we go into 2022. I've just popped the link there in the chat for you guys. So yeah, it's really just around recognizing that you guys can do something about it. You know, sometimes it feels like when things are just happening around us, it feels like, well, we don't really have a say, that things are being done to us, that the government is deciding everything. But man, I could give you story after story of times when we have done these meditations as a group. We've all come together with this beautiful, positive heart intention. And I've seen the results. I mean, I've literally seen the results on the headlines the next day of things that have shifted. And you go, oh, hang on a second, maybe, you know, just maybe we contributed to that, you know. So there's some layer of belief and faith in that, which is why we come together and why I put these events on for free, probably about 3 to 4 times a year, so that anyone can access them and anyone can contribute in the way that they want to contribute. So today's specific focus, the 12-12 gateway, there's a particular constellation called the Messier 17. I'm assuming most of you haven't heard of it unless you're inside my courses. We've been talking about it a lot. So the Messier 17 is to do with the horseshoe energy. And the reason why I bring that up today is that for the last couple of years, I've had a really big focus on the Alpha Omega gateway. And the Alpha Omega energies are something that it's just, I mean, it's a big rabbit hole. I wouldn't be able to even describe it in the whole hour that we have here today. But all you guys need to know right now is that the Omega energy and the Alpha Omega gateway is pretty vital to the ascension that we're going through at the moment. Now, when you think about, you know, frequency from the macrocosmic and microcosmic perspective, for me, whatever happens out there in the galaxy also happens here on Earth, because everything is a big fractal of energy. So yeah, gay. I'm not surprised. I'm sure others in the New Earth Rising group are probably in sync with that as well, which is cool. So yeah, there's these frequencies that we have accessible to us, and these fractals that exist from the higher dimensions and then coming through into 3D. There's always a direct correlation. Now, one of the most tangible experiences that I've had about this is when I went to the UK a few years ago. And I went through this whole epic trip, and the whole time energetically I was connecting to the Polaris energy, which is the star system star Polaris. And it's to do with the Ursa Major and the Ursa Minor, which is the Big Bear and the Little Bear constellations. And this particular trip that I went on, I was completely just guided in flow, just totally in the moment with it. And it was little things like, for example, the first time that I went there, I didn't have any accommodation, anything booked. And so I got into Dublin, and then I'm just listening to my guides. I'm just listening to, where to go, what to do. And they're just telling me, okay, get on this bus, get off at this stop, go here, go there, turn right, turn left. You're like, the whole thing is so, so clearly guided. And then they say, stop, you're here. And then I look up and I see this hotel, and it's called the North Star. And I was like, oh, okay, of course it is, And at that time, we're talking like many, many years ago, I had a very strict budget for this trip. I didn't have like tons and tons of money back then. And so I was very just, mindful of my expenditure. And at the time I was like, oh wow, like maybe there's a reason why I have to be here. And so what I did was, instead of thinking, oh well, I can't afford this place, because the North Star was some like 5-star hotel that was $400 a night, I was like, there's no, like, I had not planned for that, I had not budgeted for it. But when something feels in alignment, I know better than to argue against that. And so I booked, I think 3 or 4 nights up front, and was like, yep, I feel like I need to stay here, and didn't even think about the money side of it. Of course, while I was on my trip, I made some sales and money came in, and it was all fine, so I didn't even have to worry about it at all. But it's just having that trust and that guidance. And as the trip, sort of followed along, I was like, okay, cool, I'm obviously being guided by this energy. But the irony is, I didn't actually piece together all the bits until after I got back, because there were certain times during that trip where I was either like focusing on certain things and taking pictures. And so there was one point where I took a picture of a hotel called the Bear Hotel. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I don't know why I took a photo of it. I just happened to stop there for a toilet break on the way to somewhere else. I was just driving around the towns, and this was like out in the middle of nowhere. And I popped across the Bear Hotel, and I just took this photograph. And then fast forward like another few days, and I was in another little town called Tintagel, and there was a gift shop there. And there was just like this giant bear in the window. And again, I just took a photo of it. I was, I don't know why, But the best part of all this story is that, so I later then went to Glastonbury, and I decided to go for an art workshop. And I love doing art from time to time. If you've ever seen on my Instagram or my Facebook story, sometimes I post up my little bits and pieces that I like to do with the vibrational art side of things. And so I went to this art class, and it was an oil painting class. And oil painting is not normally my forte. I tend to do more like acrylics and stuff. And so I'm trying to do this oil painting. I've got 3 hours to do it. And this guy, he's teaching me all the techniques and stuff. And I'm trying to follow this little picture that he's getting me to do. Anyway, failed miserably at the painting. Didn't even get like half of it done. But what I did was, I got this big brush. It was like this wide. And I just smeared the whole thing. And then I was like, I'm done. Like, see you later. I just kind of walked out. And then because oil paintings take a long time to dry, I said to him, look, do you mind just shipping it back to Australia? Because I was only there for a few days. I wouldn't have had time to pick it up and put it in my suitcase and all that sort of stuff. So I said, look, I'll just pay for you to ship it if that's okay. So he did. And so I finished the whole trip. I finished the entire 3 weeks. I get home, and then like a week or 2 later, this package arrives, and it's this painting. And after I'd gone and just like got annoyed and smeared the whole thing out, I just saw that there was this white bear that had showed up in the background behind the tree of this painting. And I was like, oh my God. And it was only then that I realized, I looked back and I was like, oh, right, I've got the picture of the Bear Hotel. I got the picture of the giant bear in the window. Oh, the North Star. So then I looked up the constellations. I was like, oh, it's Polaris. It's the Ursa Major, the Ursa Minor. And suddenly everything made sense. So I have these types of experiences and synchronicities over and over again. I could give you story after story. What I'll do is, I didn't actually come prepared with the photographs today. Sometimes I never know which story I'm going to tell, but go join my Facebook group. And what I'll do later is I'll actually post that photograph up. You can see for yourself, the bear comes through very, very, very clearly. So go join the group, and you'll see it. I mean, it'll blow your mind. So I guess, for me, there's a really strong connection between these meditations that we do, the star energies that we connect with, and then the direct, tangible impact that we have. Just another quick story for some of you. Some of you may have heard this one before. A few years ago, I was connecting with the jellyfish energies. And again, it was just one of those things where, I was feeling so guided. I just didn't really know where it was all going to go. And it all started off with a girl who came to my studio, and she started telling me about her auntie who lives on Jellicoe Street. And something just said to me, okay, flag this, put it in your memory, you know, you're going to have to look this up. And then I checked in, I was like, okay, if the Jellicoe Street is the, you know, like the 3D energy, what's the cosmic connection to this? And immediately I heard jellyfish constellation. So I looked up the jellyfish constellation, and it's the IC443. And that's really important, because a couple of days later, I then went to the hills in Perth, and without knowing where I was going, I was just driving my car intuitively. I had my friend sitting there with me as well. Get to a T junction. I look up at the sign. Guess what street I'm on? Jellicoe Street. I was like, oh my God. And I'd never been there before, just so you know, I'd never been there. And if anyone has ever driven with me, I'm hopeless with directions, can't even follow maps, you know, somehow can drive a spaceship, but can't do 3D geography. Anyway, so I get to this street. I'm like, okay, that's a miracle, like, in and of itself. And so my friend and I, we did some energetic clearing and, you know, did some stuff around that. A few days later was actually the 4-4 gateway for that particular year. And that year, I believe, was 2019. So if you add up all the numbers, 2019 in numerology, you get the number 3. So on the 4th of the 4th, 2019, I held an event at my studio in Perth at the time. And we focused on these jellyfish energies. And so I put up some pictures of the IC443 nebula, and we did all this stuff. Anyway, fast forward, I think either the same day or within 24 hours, I went for a walk at the harbor near my house where I was staying at the time. And I felt on my phone, just my iPhone, like regular iPhone, I saw this red flash in the sky, and I just got this sense, okay, take a photograph. So I pulled out my phone, and it's a crappy phone. If anyone knows me, I don't like the big phones. I had like the old, it was like the one up from the iPhone 4. So like nothing flashy, no fancy camera, took a photograph. And it showed this white jellyfish, like clear as daylight. Again, I'll post those pictures in the group when we get off the call today. And so I posted that, and I was like, oh my God, like this is amazing, you know? But then the best thing was that about 2 weeks later, I actually saw in the news, there was an article that said that the Australian scientists have found a cure for the box jellyfish. Now, the box jellyfish is one of the most deadliest jellyfish in the world, obviously been around for thousands and thousands of years, and up until that point had no antidote. And so here I am going, okay, we've just done a clearing with the IC443 constellation that's directly connected to the jellyfish. Then I see in the headlines 2 weeks later that this energy has obviously been cleared, because the direct 3D translation of that is the antidote, right? So I'm like, oh, cool, like that's a good sign. And so you're starting to see how, you know, the macrocosm and the microcosm, they interact with each other. You focus on something out there, and then something here changes, right? Which is why for me, I'm all about, let's create the change out there, because then it's easier than trying to do it here. Sometimes I feel like the 3D has a level of density to it that sometimes I'm like, let's just go beyond it and do it on the energetic framework. So that's where I sit with that. Anyway, a few months later, in around November, I'd still had a little bit of focus on the jellyfish energy. So I kept just sort of tuning in from time to time and, you know, doing a bit of clearing. And you know, I'll be honest with you, it wasn't all me. You know, I wish I could say that, yeah, like I cleared the whole constellation, but there's a lot of light workers out there. I'm sure other people contributed to this as well, including the group of people that we had in our studio at the time. And, you know, so it was really a collective effort. Anyway, so in November, I took another photograph, this time on, I can't remember if it was my phone or my camera, but I do have the photograph still, and I'll post that in the group later as well. And it shows the jellyfish energy has completely cleared up. So the difference between the first image and the second image, you can see, is so clear. One was like a little bit white and gray, like, you know, it looked like a jellyfish, but it was like you could still see that there was a distortion of energy to it. The second photograph in November was clear as daylight, beautiful, bright, purple white orb with a jellyfish tail, so clear, you know. And so stuff like that really excites me. And I get really excited by having the capacity to create a global level impact. And, you know, I do a lot of work with entrepreneurs. A lot of my clients are very high performing entrepreneurs, and they're all about, you know, global change. And one of the big things that I say to them is, what if we went beyond global change to universal change? What if we just changed the whole galaxy? What if we just, you know, radiated this impact out on a level that's beyond anything that you can even comprehend? And that's where I get really excited. In fact, that's why I'm launching the 5D Empire next year. And anyone who wants to know more, please send us an email, because what we're doing is we're literally creating this network of collaboration, entrepreneurs, leaders, healers who are going to come together and do this type of work at such a high frequency level that the meditations and the energies that we do together are going to create literally global level impact through meditation, you know, and I can say that with a level of confidence because I've seen it over and over and over again. And so that's what really excites me about this work. So thank you everyone for joining in today and for participating in this, you know, this amazing event. So with that said, let's do some meditation. Now, can I just get some comments? Who here has never worked with me before, is very new to my work? Do I have any complete newbies in the group today? I think we might. So I just want to know how many we have. And also, I didn't mention this at the start, but I can see some of you have got your videos off. You can keep your videos on or off. It doesn't really matter, but I personally like to feel like I am interacting with actual humans. So if you feel like putting your videos on, I enjoy that a lot. I don't care if you're in your pajamas and not wearing pants. I just like to have the feeling of, you know, actual human connection. I think that's something that's so important at the moment, especially because so many of us have been through, you know, months and months of being in isolation and stuff like that. So if you feel like being present in the space with your videos on, I'm always down for that. And you get to see everyone else's beautiful faces as well. So I'm just seeing some of these comments. Okay, we do have a few newbies. So this meditation is fairly simple. I do have other meditations and activations that I run inside of group programs that are, you know, more advanced. But when we do these events, I do try to keep things quite basic because we often do have a lot of beginners. So whatever level you're at of meditation, you don't need to have any prior experience for this one. The most important thing is just the intention that you bring to it. You know, any meditation is based on intention. And I say this to my students all the time as well. I say, you know, I'll give you all the practices, but at the end of the day, as long as your heart's in the right place, you'll create the impact that you're going to create. And all we're doing really is we're just allowing that energy of the divine to flow through us and to just be a part of that collective consciousness, so that we can just send, you know, the good energy into the planet, to ourselves, to the people, to everything around us. And that's what this is all about. So it's nothing too complicated. What we're doing today is it's basically going to be an extended version of my 4 foundation practices. If you haven't seen it already, I would highly recommend that you get onto that. When you join the Facebook group, you'll get the option to receive those practices. What we're doing today is a version of that, and we're doing that collectively as a group, so that together we can open our heart chakras, we can connect to source, connect to earth, we can put some energy into the grid lines. So one of the grids I work with a lot is the flower of life grid. And the way that I typically visualize that is just threads of light moving through the Earth's atmosphere and in the earth as well. It's not important for you to be able to have clear visualization. Some people are very visual, some people aren't. Different people perceive energies in different ways. For some people, it's more of a felt experience. You might start to feel like tingling or buzzing or just a sense of expansion, spaciousness in you know, the experience of today. Some of you might get really strong visuals. There's always one or two, no matter what meditation it is, there's always one or two that float off to the stars, and if you do, so be it. You know, go enjoy the journey. A lot of my frequency that I carry is very connected to the star races, and so there's always a couple of people that go, whoa, I ended up on like Pleiades or something, and go nuts. There's no wrong way that you can do this. You know, this is a safe container. As long as you've got a pure intention, everything is fine. One of the biggest things I say to people is just trust your experience, trust the journey. Try to follow along the voice if you can. Like, obviously I'll be guiding and try to, you know, follow along, but if you don't, you know, my view on spiritual practice is it doesn't need to be rigid, because the one thing that trumps everything else is you and your connection to your higher self. And so if your consciousness is taking you on your own journey, please don't think, oh God, I should be doing XYZ, or this is wrong, or whatever. It's like, I trust you, I trust your higher self, I trust that you're in the right place at the right time. You know, it's a really I like to have a very empowering view in spirituality. So I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to guide you into your own guidance and your own connection. And I'll hold the energy to help you do that. You know, there's a level of scaffolding in that. But at the end of the day, you have the wisdom, right? You have the guidance, you have everything that you need. It's just sometimes a process of remembering that, and then maybe utilizing some practices and tools to help you stay in that frequency and to integrate that and to ground that in. So our collective intention for today is to bring healing. It's to bring light. If anyone has their own intentions they want to add to that, please post them in the comments now before we get started, and let's just create some really good energy. So just think for a moment as you start taking some deep breaths in. What is your intention today for the planet, for the collective, for yourself? You're welcome to ask for personal healing as well. Although today is more of a collective focus, but it's all one and the same. So just tune in for a moment, start to take some deep breaths in and ask yourself, what is the most loving intention that I can set today? And if you feel to share that in the chat box, I always do love seeing that. And then once you've set your intention, just start to take some deep breaths, dropping into your body, taking some deep breaths in, exhaling out, allowing your body to gently relax as we enter into a space of deep meditation. We have some beautiful intentions coming in: sovereignty, freedom, peace, and love. Let's all hold that in our hearts. Love, harmony, love to the family, out into the world, connection and expansion. Just holding those intentions as a group as we bring that frequency into ourselves and into the planet. Just taking a big breath now. Imagine that you're breathing into your heart, that your heart center, your heart chakra, this is your energetic heart right in the center of your chest. Just imagining that that center is alive and breathing. So as you breathe in, imagine that breath is going into the heart, expanding. And as you exhale, just take a moment to release anything that wants to be released. Sometimes our physical bodies can hold tension. Sometimes our thoughts can hold stress and worry. And so let's set the intention to breathe into the heart, filling up that space with light, exhaling out, releasing anything that wants to be released. And on the next in breath, bring your awareness and your focus to your heart center. And as you bring your awareness to your heart, just breathing in, visualizing now a beautiful white light. And this white light is the natural light that we all have within us. We call this the heart star. And this heart star is your natural frequency. As you breathe into your heart, imagine that the light is growing brighter and brighter, stronger and stronger, radiating out in all directions. And as you radiate your heart star, imagine that the light is touching each and every cell of your body. And as you're radiating that light, Imagine all the cells in your body are receiving this light from the center of your heart. And then all the cells within you are starting to light up, radiating. And the more you breathe, the more light there is. With each in-breath, the light gets brighter and brighter, stronger and stronger, until your whole body is vibrating with this bright white light. Every cell, every organ, even your blood, your skin, every single part of you, all vibrating in this wholeness of light. On your next in-breath, just breathe into your heart and imagine now that you're filling up your heart with this beautiful white light of love. And then you're sending that light down like a package, a little gift of light from your heart down through your chakras and into the heart of Gaia. And as you send the light of your love from your heart to hers, allow yourself to receive that love back from her heart to yours. Our beautiful mother is so loving, so giving, so unconditional. And as you breathe from your heart, connecting your heart with hers, allow yourself to receive all of that love, the softness, the nurturing, beautiful, feminine mother energy. Imagine that her love is cocooning you, allowing you to feel safe and held, just like being in a mother's womb. Cozy and comfortable, surrounded by her love. Just taking a couple of deep breaths here as you enjoy this frequency. And on your next in breath, breathe from your heart up through the crown, allowing the light in your heart to expand as far as it wants to go into the infinite consciousness. As you send that light all the way out, allow yourself to connect with God, Source Consciousness, infinite love, creation, whatever name you put on it, doesn't matter. It's the intention and the frequency. As you breathe all the way up through the crown, sending that light out, allow yourself to receive all of that love back. The love from the divine, your connection to all that exists. As you receive that flow of love, feel that light energy coming in through the crown, into your heart. And on your next in breath, just take a deep breath in through the heart. Just noticing the flow of energy, the connection from source, from earth, from your inner heart star, all merging together as one, allowing that light to radiate out through your whole body. Allowing that light to go into your aura, into your energy field. And as you breathe that energy out, allow that light to flow out into the room around you, lighting up your space, bringing light into your home, your workplace, wherever you are, just bringing more light into that area. Now see if you can radiate that light even further, knowing that this light is infinite, and the further the light goes, the more light is available to flow through. The light within you is in unlimited supply, comes from source, it flows through you. And you are just the conduit of this light. It's like receiving a blessing from source. You get to experience this beautiful love flowing through you. And you can choose to send that infinite love anywhere that you like. You can send that light to your loved ones with a prayer that they receive the light in their hearts as well, if they choose. We can hold our children and our pets in that light of love. We can send that light out through your suburb, your neighborhood, the whole area around you. And as you're radiating that light, just keep going as far as you want. You can light up your whole country, the whole continent, and even the whole world. As we focus our intention together, we can radiate this light, sending it out to everything on this planet. Imagine now that the light from the heart of Gaia, that light that we're connected in with, is radiating as bright as anything, as bright as the sun, or even brighter. As we focus our awareness to the light of the inner earth, the heart of Gaia. So notice that light getting brighter and brighter. And all the beings that are on the planet are now receiving this light. They're receiving this frequency, remembering the love that is available. And as this light radiates out to all the animals, the plants, the crystals, the birds, the insects, all the minerals, all the people, all the trees, plants, all the gardens of the world are receiving this light right now in this moment. The whole planet is lifting in frequency lifting into a vibration of love. And as you focus on this light, you can send your intentions out into the world, your intentions of freedom, sovereignty, peace, love, harmony, connection, expansion, health and happiness for all. So adding your intention to that energy. Allow yourself to feel the connection in your body, for we are all one. As we light up our hearts, we light up the planet. And as we light up the planet, we light up our hearts. We are one and the same, all from the same source, the same love, the same light. We can choose in this moment to feel the connectedness, the unified field of consciousness of all that is. And we know that as we send our intentions out into the field, that we are creating in this moment our future reality. We are calling it in. We are vibrating, manifesting those higher timelines. And this year we ask for a Christmas miracle of gigantic proportion to help humanity transcend and rise above its current frequency and into the energy of the fifth dimension now, the frequency of unity, harmony, peace, and love, knowing that we are the conscious creators of our lives, of this reality, through our vibration, through our intention. We get to choose the reality of this planet. So imagine for a moment now that you are living in a 5D earth, right here, right now, in this moment. Allow yourself to feel what it would feel like. Allow yourself to become that version of yourself in the here, now. And as we do this, we are collapsing the timelines, manifesting a higher reality right now, sending this energy through the quantum field, creating and manifesting a higher timeline, a higher outcome, calling in the great awakening of mass proportion, 7.9 billion people waking up now, today, opening their hearts, star family, connecting with humans, coming here on this planet. As we remember the essence of who we are, we can bring that energy into the here and now. Allow yourself to open up to your higher self, expanding into that vibration of all that you are, as you remember that you are more than your physical body. You are a beautiful, divine being of light. And so is everyone else. Everyone on this planet is a beautiful, divine being of light. May they all receive love. May they all receive peace in their hearts today. Even the politicians and the government and the people in big pharma, the doctors, the healthcare workers, we send the most love to them. We send the most love to the leaders of this world. We show love and compassion in our hearts, knowing that all human beings are doing the best they can with the resources they have. And we can choose in this moment to shift the frequency, to lift the frequency for us and for them, so that we can all live in this higher vibrational reality together as one. We are all in it together in this co-creation, whether people are conscious of it or not. And this is the beauty of being awake to who you are. When we are connected with our divine self, we get to shift the frequency with the highest love. We get to bring healing to ourselves and to the planet. We get to radiate this light from our hearts to theirs, knowing that we are all one. And just for a moment, if you have in the past held any hatred or anger, frustration towards any of these people, please choose to release that now. Please choose in this moment to see the divinity in everyone. Let's rise above the stories. Let's rise above the drama. Let's just co-create together. 5D reality is very simple. It is breathing into the heart and creating consciously with love. And if we can all choose to do that in this moment now, we can create the new earth. So let's breathe that into your heart space, all together as one. We're breathing it in, feeling our connection in this moment with the brothers and sisters who are here with us today as well. And anyone who's watching the replay, our beautiful brothers and sisters from all over the planet. There are other groups today doing meditations as well. We can send our light, connecting with them as well. We're all here together with a shared intention of peace, love, harmony, as we are co-creating the new earth now. Just take a few moments to breathe that in. And on your next in breath, just breathing from your heart down through the legs. Imagine that you have roots coming out from the base of your spine and out through the feet. And as your roots are connecting down into the earth, just allowing yourself to feel grounded and present. Allow yourself to take some deep breaths in through the nose, exhaling out. And we're gently bringing our awareness now back into the body. Just notice the gentle inhale and exhale. Starting to bring your awareness back into your body, becoming aware of the room around you. And you may want to bring some gentle movements into your fingers and your toes, just to help you slowly come back. And gently moving your body, having a little stretch, taking a long deep breath and coming back. That's it. All right, welcome back, everyone. So feel free to just type in the chat box. Let me know how you're feeling. That was a beautiful meditation. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. So what we're going to do is, I know there'll be a lot of people watching the replay as well. So a couple of things. One is you can join the Facebook group. I'll just pop those links again in the chat. We've had a few people coming and going during the meditation today. So this is my Facebook group. It's called Awakening and Ascension with Isha Patel. So we'll be posting the replay up in there. You're welcome, guys. And the other thing that I mentioned before as well is the 4 foundation practices. I highly, highly recommend that you guys get onto that. So the 4 foundation practices, you can get that on my website. I'll just post a link for you guys here as well. And the other thing is we want to grow this mission as big as possible. So invite your friends to the group, invite your friends to the next one. We are going to be running this meditation again, I think probably around March. We haven't set the date yet, but if you're on our mailing list or connected on social media, you will get those mail outs as soon as we know. And yeah, we just want to keep going. I mean, each time we run these, we're building more momentum, we're gathering more people, we're just helping this mission really come along. And yeah, it's really beautiful. So thank you everyone so much for joining, and yeah, have an amazing rest of the Sunday, and I will see you all next time, I hope. So much love to you all. Bye everyone. You're all so welcome.